I'm going to preview the Baylor at Colorado football game. The game will be played on September 21st at 7 p.m. Central Time on Fox. And as of this recording, Colorado is favored by 2 points. Though obviously it could change, whether it goes up to 3 points or 7 points in favor of Colorado, or even Baylor gets favored in the game. We're going to have to wait and see on that. And both teams are 2-1 and on the year. Baylor just defeated Air Force 31-3, while Colorado defeated Colorado State 28-9. And I'll get to the injury front for both of these teams that I'm aware of here. And I want to just mention the Baylor injuries up front right before I get to the Colorado stuff. DeQuan Finn obviously missed last game with the shoulder injury, and he's still limited. That's what Dave Aranda said in a press conference. Carl Williams, like a safety / defensive back, are practicing this week, and hopefully he does come back to play in this game, because he would really help the Baylor defense. And Cooper Lance at defensive on the defensive line, specifically nose tackle. They are practicing, and Hal Presley, he isn't practicing yet, but that Dave Aranda is hopeful that he could play, and he's a wide receiver. Obviously, he took a hit against Utah on the road and on the personal foul targeting. I know Tevin Williams has not been playing either, so I don't know what's going on there. And DeQuan Finn is out of his sling, but he's considered day-to-day in all this. So, and I just don't see a way that DeQuan Finn, even if he was healthy, to overthrow Sawyer Robertson as quarterback one. Especially when you could see under DeQuan in the first 2 games, he struggled or didn't do as good when compared to Sawyer Robertson in that first game against Air Force. I'm just telling the truth. When you look at the film, it does make sense. I think Coach Aranda was doing this for gamesmanship, to be honest. Okay, that's all the Baylor injuries that I'm aware of. Now, obviously, I'm going to break this down even more for Colorado here. I'm going to go over how many tackles for loss have they allowed, how many sacks. 17 of them on the tackles for loss, 8 sacks allowed. They have 2 interceptions and 2 fumbles. They average 23 points per game. As you can tell, when you look at the other scores, the most they've scored all year was in that first game against North Dakota State, and it was 31 points. They only scored 28 against Colorado State. They do average 61.3 rushing yards per game, and I get they rushed over 100 yards last game, but Colorado State's not a good team. I'm just calling it the way it is, and they are more of a pass-happy team. 333 yards per game. And the time possession, 26 minutes, 1 second. Third down, 16 for 26. 1 for 5 on fourth down, 60 first downs. They run like a spread offense / multiple. They like to throw a lot more. They allow 13 pass breakups and 13 quarterback hurries up to this point. They even allowed a block kick this year. Novice line 2 deep weight is 306.5 pounds. Just to let you know. And what are some players that keep on for Colorado's offense? And y'all can check out the stats in the description below. I just don't want to bore everybody with the stats here. Obviously, Shedeur Sanders, the starting quarterback, is obviously number 1. Number 2 is his jersey number. 6'2" and 215-pound quarterback. That is a senior, and I do believe he will be in the NFL next year. There's no shadow of a doubt. He should be a first-round pick, maybe even top 10. But you get the whole point. He will be in the NFL next year. There's Michael Welch. That's another player to keep an eye on, especially if they do not have their running back 1. And I'll go over who that is later. And I'll put our lads 2 or 3 deep, honestly, in the description below as well, in addition to the roster. And Michael Welch is number 29, 5'9", 205-pound running back. That's a freshman. And Dallin Hayden, he's questionable for the game here. He's number 7, 5'10", 205-pound running back. He's a sophomore. And there's Isaiah Augustave, Augustave. Apologize if I butchered that, and I apologize too for looking down because I cannot memorize all this stuff here. Number 0, 6'2", 210-pound running back. That is a sophomore, and I know his numbers are not amazing, but you gotta admit, you gotta keep an eye on him a little bit. As well as like Charlie Ofer Dahl, number 44, 5'11", 185-pound running back. That is a junior. So a wide receiver, they are very dangerous, to say the least. I mean, they got Travis Hunter, who actually plays on the defensive side of the ball as well, as like a CB/DB. He's number 12, 6'1", 285-pound wide receiver / defensive back. That is a junior, and you will see him on both sides of the ball. And there's Jimmy Horn Jr., number 10, 5'10", 270-pound wide receiver. That's a senior. LaJonte Wester, which was actually a Baylor target out of transfer portal, believe it or not. And obviously he chose Colorado. Number 29, 5'10", 187-pound wide receiver. That's a sophomore. There's Will Shepard, number 10, 5'11", 167-pound wide receiver. That's a senior. So, and those guys right there have like 100 yards receiving or more. Specifically, the top two in Hunter and Jimmy Horn over have 200 yards. While Travis Hunter does most of the work, because when you look at the numbers, he nearly doubles. He doubles and then adds a little bit more on the receiving. So that's just some guys to keep an eye on. And y'all could check out the other guys that have caught a pass this year in the description below. Now, defensively, they do allow 21 points per game. I will say, though, most of the points they do allow are in the first half. And when compared to second, when you look at the numbers. They allow 63 first downs a year. Rushing yards per game allow 145.7, 228.7 passing yards per game. They do have good cornerbacks, which could be an issue for Baylor potentially. 20 tackles for loss, 4 sacks, 10 pass breakups, 11 quarterback hurries, 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles, 13 for 40 on third down defensively, 6 for 7 on fourth down. Time possession 33 minutes, 59 seconds. They blocked 1 kick this year. They run like a 4-2-5 defense. And the average 2/3 deep defensive line is 272 and a third pounds. And specifically a nose tackle on the 3 deep / defensive tackle, 209.5 pounds. And I'm going to mention some injuries up when I get there. And the 3 deep defensive ends, 254.1, 666, pounds. So, obviously, Colorado defensively will be without Shiloh Sanders for this game at safety, so no need to worry about his stats, y'all. And the leading tackler for the year so far is DJ McKinney, number 8, 6'2", 190-pound CB as a sophomore, and there's Cameron Simon Craig, number 7, 5'10", 185-pound safety. That's a senior. Levante Bentley, number 20, 6', 230-pound linebacker. That's a senior. And obviously, Travis Hunter is going to be on defense as well. And I already mentioned that on offense, but you get the point. And there's Nikhai Hill Green, number 41, 6'2", 230-pound linebacker. That's a senior. DeJuan Hayes, number 50, 6'3", 265-pound defensive end. That's a senior. Trevor Woods, number 43, 6'2", 205-pound linebacker. That's a senior. There's Carter Stoutmeyer, number 23, 5'11", 205-pound safety. That's a sophomore. There's Preston Hodge, number 24, 6', 205-pound linebacker. That's a junior. There's Shane Stokes, number 99, 6'3", 275-pound defensive lineman. That's a senior. Savion Riley, 6'2", 200-pound safety. That's a sophomore. Tawfik Thomas, number 95, 6'4", 300-pound defensive lineman. That's a junior, and there's Jeremiah Brown. I forgot to mention right before him, but you get the point. Number 42, 6'2", 205-pound linebacker. That is a senior. There's Samuel Okunlola. Don't want to butcher that. That's why I spelled it out here. Number 93, 6'4", 245-pound defensive end. That is a sophomore. I will say though, the top nose tackle in terms of the depth chart, and Chidozie Nwankwo, number 97, he's questionable for the game. Number 97, 5'11", 290-pound defensive lineman as a senior, and even the backup, and Torian Carter at nose tackle, the second string guy, which you could say second string, third string according to outlets, but you get the whole point. 6'3", 303-pound defensive lineman that's a junior, and I know they have not done that much, but he's a nose tackle. And Anquan Barnes is going to be the guy to take over that spot potentially and be like a third string nose tackle, potentially being the first string guy. Junior, and at number 92, 6'5", 315-pound defensive tackle. That's a junior. Is Amari McNeil. Number 88, 6'4", 295-pound defensive tackle. That's a junior. And is Rayan Buell. Number 47, 6'3", 280-pound defensive tackle. That's a senior. Now, special teams wise, they only punted the ball 11 times all year for 459 yards, and the long is 55 yards. The average is 41.7. 6 of them have landed inside the 20-yard line, while 2 punts were over 50 yards, and that's done by Mark Vassett, Vassett. Number 15, 6'4", 225-pound punter. That's a senior. And the most commonly used field goal kicker in this game is Alejandro Mata. Number 16, 5'9", 109-pound kicker. That is a junior. 9 for 9 on the extra points. 2 for 4 on field goals. But one of those misses was like on 20 to 29 yards, while the other one's like 40 to 49 yards, and the long is only 27 yards on the season. And as you could tell there, Colorado is dealing with a little bit of injuries, but I know Baylor is too. So across the board for Baylor here, you've got to start faster than the last 2 games, point blank, and all this. Win the turnover battle, time possession somehow. And I don't care about the fishing in the game. You just got to find a way to make plays to win in general, and you got to make adjustments on the fly, not just from first half to second half, but first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth, and even during those quarters as well. You got to make adjustments. So, and you got to just go out there and play ball and not think too much and let the moment get to you. Like that Utah game. That's the thing. And the pressure should be on Colorado and not on you. I'm just saying the truth, because you have literally no pressure in this game here. So you should play loose and easy. The pressure is on Colorado. Let's just be clear. It is. They're at home. And they're favored as of right now. That's the truth. In all this, even if they are not the favorite, they are at home. And you know how they are. That they talk a lot of stuff up, and everything. So really, you just gotta stay composed as well, and you gotta limit the penalties as much as possible. And obviously, if Colorado commits penalties, we'll take it. That's the thing. Just to make it quick here on the special teams, do not have special teams blunders, as in a blocked field goal, return for a touchdown, a blocked field goal, a blocked punt, or a blocked punt for a touchdown, or a kick return touchdown, punt return touchdown. Don't allow any of that to happen. You got to be really good punting the ball if you do punt the ball. That's the thing. And you got to make your field goals count, make your extra points, be solid in punting, be solid in the blocking, And if you could get like a kick punt, a good return on a kickoff or your punt return when you're in that phase of the game, good. And if you could get a touchdown, that's even better. You get the whole point. You gotta be solid in special teams. I mean, and obviously if you could block their kick, their punt, that'd be great without committing a penalty, of course. And all this. Now, defensively, I would not worry about Colorado running the ball on you, and it's going to be a little bit of a chess match because, look, you don't want to get beat deep in this game. No. You got to get some pressure on the quarterback and make him uncomfortable. He's not, like, going to go out and run like crazy, but you don't want him to sit in pocket for a good 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You get how many? More than 3 seconds for sure. Make him move on the run. And then if you could get him down, and make him feel you without getting a penalty, of course, as in like a good clean hit. I mean, that's the thing. And I'm not saying injure Shedeur Sanders. Oh, no. I'm saying when you could get him down and make him uncomfortable. Make him comfortable on the ground. Seriously. And of course, you might want to bring some pressure because you don't want him to sit all day in the pocket. And obviously, if they do try to run the ball, you got to limit it as much as possible. And that's the truth. You just got to limit the big plays, and you got to get the wide receivers down, or even the tight ends if they do throw it to the tight end. Get them down quickly, and do not allow yards off the catch as much as possible, or yards off the contact. Got to get them down right away. You got to make every pass difficult in coverage. And if you can't get to the quarterback on the defensive line, back the ball down at the line of scrimmage or even the linebacker. If you can make a play on the ball, as in like get an interception, that'll be helpful. I mean, that's the truth. Make the window so small that it's going to be hard for him to throw. And I know he can make the throws, but you got to make it as hard as possible. And if you could get like a strip sack or strip fumble, that'll be huge. And you got to force turnovers. That's one thing they gave Veranda did say that needs to happen on the defense. And he, as we all know, he's calling the defense this year, unlike in the past. So that's definitely helpful for a game like this. I mean, I would try to limit Travis Hunter as much as possible, and I would honestly, and like get the not just like defensive tackles need to step up, but the edge rushers in this game. And obviously, if you could get like a pick six or scoop and score, great. But you get the whole point, not just landing on the ball. Of course, if you could land on the ball, that'd be good. But if you could land on the ball and try to pick it up and then run, that'd be huge. And if you could get like force a fumble, not just from Shedeur Sanders, but other players as well, that would really be helpful. I mean, that's just speaking the truth here. Now, that's pretty much what I got. And make it hard on, and get them off the field on third down. And luckily, this is not Air Force that will go for it on fourth down when it's fourth and short. Though they may go for it on fourth and short some. I'm just saying the tendency for Air Force when it's like 3rd and 2, 4th and 2. Gotta get Colorado behind the chains. And if you could get a sack, that would really be huge. And honestly, if you could draw a holding, and you don't know how the official is going to take the game, what they're going to do on the field. So you got to find ways to got to make plays to win on defense, even despite the officiating. I mean, and all this, and obviously you do not want a personal foul targeting in general, and especially when you know you will be out of the game. And just don't commit dumb penalties like personal foul, late hit out of bounds, personal foul, roughing the passer. You get the whole point. Now, offensively, if you could play like you did in that last game in the second half, that would be helpful. You got to take care of the ball, though. and you got to start off a little faster. And I think it would be huge if the ground game could get going for Baylor. This Colorado team is gettable on the ground. I'm just saying, you should get at least 135 yards rushing at minimum. I would think 130, 135, as long as you could get the passing game going, as in like a screen, and then possibly take some deep shots. And you got to be smart with the football. You got to take care of it. The offensive line needs to step up on the pass blocking and run blocking. And luckily, Bryson Washington is playing in this game, just like a week ago, running back for Baylor, and he is like Abram Smith in some ways when you look at the film and all this. And obviously on those fumbles last week against Air Force, you're just trying to fight for extra yards. Just get on the ground and get out of bounds instead of letting them strip the ball out. And you got to protect the ball really good, like crazy. I mean, and you got. I don't know about attacking Travis Hunter in this game whenever he's in the game at corner. So you might need to have your slot receivers like Ashton Hawkins, Monterey Baldwin, Michael Trigg step up in this game. Of course, Keytron Jackson needs to step up. He's been up and down a little bit, but you get the whole point. In this game here, you got to make contested catches. I mean, you got to make good reads on the throws, and please do not, if you're going to really go for it on 4th and 1 or 4th and inches, do a quarterback sneak or get Bryson Washington or Dominic Richardson in the game. Bring them in and hand the ball off to them. Something better than last week with the play to Richard Reese up the middle. You try to catch him off guard. I mean, and it'll be huge to win the time possession in this game, just to keep the ball away from Shedeur Sanders. I mean, that's the thing in all this. And of course, you want to limit the pass breakups and quarterback hurries as much as possible. While on defense, you got to try to get as much as possible in those areas. And you got to be effective on 3rd down offensively and really good 3rd down defense defensively. I mean, that's pretty much all I'm going to say about this game. Just go in this game. Don't overthink it. Don't be caught up in the bright lights. Because the pressure is on them, not on you. Simple. And don't overemphasize this game you bring so much juice and energy that you start so slow. You might need to dial that down a little bit. That way you could just play a little bit freer, and you need to settle into the game faster than the last few weeks. I mean, that's the thing. And you do not need a slow start against Colorado, especially if the defense can't do anything to stop them. I mean, it's just telling the truth. And obviously on defense, if you could force them to field goals, that'll be better than giving them touchdowns. And obviously the offense needs touchdowns instead of field goals. But if you need to take a field goal, go right ahead. And if you need to punt the ball just to flip the field, that'd be great to do that. So that's pretty much summing up the game here. Anyways, if you like this content, hit the like and subscribe button. See you guys later. On the road to 7 subscribers. Of course, ultimate goal is 1,000 more. Some money out this course. Like a video, comment video, really helps YouTube algorithm. Some more people see it. Sharing the video does help as well. Some more people could watch. And if you're watching and subscribe, hit subscribe button. Free the notification bell as well. And all those stats, by the way, and the weight. Look at the roster. Calculate it on average on the 2 or 3 deep when you look at the outlets thing. Depth chart. And the stats are from the Colorado website, like going to football and then go to their stats. That's where I got these stats from. So there's no shadow of a doubt these stats are correct.